Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We've got an important topic, and that is President Trump announcing a major update on a potential deal with Iran, or if a deal will fail, whether or not we will see bombs falling from the sky across Iran to take out the country's nuclear facility. We shall see. We are getting down to a deadline. It appears something is going to happen here in the near future. Trump was asked about it after a call with Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. He gave an update about where he stands, as well as the Iranians have given an update on where they stand at the current moment. So it's a very fluid situation. Before we get into all of that and much more, please make sure to like and subscribe. As always, comment with your thoughts on how you want to see the United States handle Iran and Israel and the Middle East as a whole. Hit that bell so you always know when a new video is coming. You don't miss anything. You'll always be kept in the loop. And now let's get into it. As we all know, the United States of America has been pushing hard for a diplomatic solution with Iran over the country's enriched uranium program. The Iranians, of course, claim that they don't want to build a bomb, aren't going to build a bomb. But if you continue to enrich uranium to weapons grade levels, it obviously gives you the option to possibly build a bomb. And the United States and our regional allies in the Gulf and the Middle East do not want to see Iran get a bomb. Saudi Arabia has been very clear that if Iran gets a nuke, they will also get a nuke almost immediately. Of course, there's also speculation, as we've talked about here, that Saudi Arabia bought nukes from Pakistan some time ago, and they've secretly had nukes. We also know that Israel, despite the fact that they'll never admit it, and whoever goes on TV to talk about it will never admit it, we know they have nukes. The United States government has admitted it. So this is where we're at. Yet, given all that, the United States has been pushing hard, very hard, for a diplomatic solution. We do not want a war. We do not want any kind of military conflict. We've been doing that in the Middle East for years. Doesn't really seem to be worth it. Doesn't really seem to be something that the Trump administration wants to get involved with. And so that is where that is at. At the same time, the Israelis are absolutely pushing for military conflict. They're absolutely pushing for a bombing solution, yet they know deep down, well, not even deep down, they know as well as everyone else does that they lack the ability and the tools and mechanisms and equipment to actually take out Iran's program. They can hit stuff on the surface, but they can't get the stuff under the mountains because they do not have the GBU-57 or the B-2 stealth bomber. So President Trump was asked on, I'm filming this on June 10th, Tuesday, June 10th, he was asked on June 9th, Monday, where the situation stands. He made it clear that they are still pushing forward, but we'll find out very soon whether or not there'll be military action. Let's roll that video right now.
With Prime Minister Netanyahu, you just mentioned Iran. Did you discuss Iran?
Very
Did you
well.
discuss the Gaza war?
Yeah, we discussed a lot of things, and it went very well, very smooth. We'll see what happens. You know, we're trying to do something with a country we just spoke about, Iran. I think you should negotiate this. You might be better. I think I'm going to send you today. What a good idea. This could have been the idea of the day. We'll have Derek get up and negotiate. They are good negotiators, but they're tough. Sometimes they can be too tough. That's the problem. So we're trying to make a deal so that there's no destruction and death. And we've told them that, and I've told them that, and I hope that's the way it works out. But it might not work out that way. We'll soon find out. Yeah, please.
So right there, you just saw President Donald Trump saying that we're going to know very soon how the situation is going to unfold. He obviously is giving a lot of credit to his negotiators. Sounds like he's very pleased with how negotiations are going. But obviously, the U.S. is still ready to roll if a military option is pushed upon us and there's no other choice. Of course, I would argue that when we're the boss, we're the ones running the show, there's always another choice. We're the ones writing the check for this party. We ultimately will be the ones who decide how it unfolds, and we shouldn't apologize for that. We are the strongest country in the world with the strongest military in the world, and if you're a country that takes one penny of aid from the United States, then when we tell you to do something, or better yet, tell you to not do something, that's what the standard needs to be. If you don't like it, give us all our money back, and we'll go from there. This is a report. I'll throw this up on the screen for you right now. This is from Bloomberg. And this is Iran's response about creating a framework as negotiations continue to unfold. It says Iran will suggest a framework agreement in nuclear talks with the U.S., a senior official said, raising the prospect of an interim deal that could be followed by further negotiations. Tehran is working on a fresh proposal regarding its atomic activities ahead of a 6th round of talks with Washington in Oman on Sunday. That can be used as basis for work. Deputy Foreign Minister Majid Tachik Ravachi told state-run Islamic Republic news agency in an interview on Tuesday. We aren't currently discussing a very long text because we don't want to present a comprehensive and lengthy agreement or memorandum that would be difficult and time-consuming to prepare. If we reach an agreement on this framework, more detailed discussions about its specifics will begin. An interim deal could relieve some of the pressure on Iran, which is negotiating under the threat of U.S. and Israeli military action and warnings from the United Nations watchdog that its increasing stockpile of near weapons-grade uranium cannot be tolerated. Tehran is seeking sanctions relief in return for an agreement. It could also hand U.S. President Trump a partial diplomatic win after struggles to finalize other deals, including a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine and a trade compromise with China. So what the Iranians are essentially saying is, hey, let's come together on a framework that at least gets us a baseline of what we want. Once we all agree on a framework that we're all healthy with, we're all accepting with, we can all live with, then we'll go into the more advanced negotiations. So you have President Trump saying, hey, we're happy with where negotiations are, but we'll see where this ends up. Very tough negotiations. The Iranians are saying, hey, one step at a time, let's do this framework. Let's go forward. Let's do it from there. That leads us to what comes next. Where do we go from here? Let's get into that right now. In terms of where the United States goes next with a potential war with Iran, we need to make sure our eyes are wide open and we have a clear head about this thing. I know there's a lot of people who like to jump in the comments and claim that we can just bomb Iran, we can wipe them out, and nothing's going to happen. We can just drop bombs all over Iran, and Iran won't use its large ballistic missile and rocket force to retaliate. We need to understand the Iranian military is significantly stronger than anything the United States faced in Iraq. That's just the fact of the matter. You might not like that fact, but that is the fact of the matter. They have long-range capabilities. That poses serious problems for the United States and our allies in the region. And if Israel were to go ahead and bomb Iran without U.S. support and U.S. approval, all it would really do is knock a bunch of shit around. Iran would respond with their ballistic missiles, and as I've said before, who will then have to shoot those missiles and drones down? The United States of America will, just like we did the last 2 times. We provide Israel's defense. Our planes, our technology are the only reason that people weren't killed in the previous 2 attacks Iran launched on Israel. That is a fact. Our planes got up in the sky as well as planes of other allies in the area and shot all those missiles down. We have the technology to do that. Israel, to some degree, has technology. They have the Iron Dome. They have David's slingshot. I think the other one's called what? The Arrow 3. But Iran has proven that they can go with a quantity over quality approach and defeat Israel's air defense systems. And the only backstop then is whether we're going to come in and save them, which I'm sure we will, given that history points to that, right? Having said that, we need to pursue a situation, in my opinion, that does not result in another war in the Middle East. We've seen this movie before. We've done this song and dance. We've gotten bogged down in the Middle East. And whether you think those wars were justified, not justified, completely irrelevant. We don't need it. It's that simple. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for our people. We don't need to be sending troops back into the Middle East. We don't need to get our positions lit up. We already had people who were killed. I believe they were in that base in Jordan that were killed in that drone strike. 3 great Americans now dead. That'll be nothing compared to what comes if there's another massive Middle Eastern war. And I'll also say this. It's a little funny to me. Everyone who's pushing for war with Iran, all these commentators, all these talking heads, these pundits, it won't be their kids who go fight the wars. It'll be people from where I'm from. Rural America, working class America. Those are the people who sign up and get shipped overseas. It's not rich people making millions of dollars on podcasts, TV, whatever it might be, or it's not the politicians' kids who are going to go. It'll be working class, blue collar kids. And I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who will say it, but I don't think that we should send them 6,000 miles away to fight a war that we don't need to fight. This isn't China. Now, if we get into a hot war with China, we're talking about a totally different beast. We're talking about something that's going to require the full weight of the U.S. military. And it probably will be worth it because they can tank our economy. They can change our lives here in America. Iran cannot. I don't want Iran to get a nuke. I think that'd be very bad, and I think we should stop it. I don't think that these games and these threats are particularly helpful from anyone. We should push for peace. We should push for a diplomatic solution, and we shouldn't allow any country to dictate how we're going to handle this. And that's what Trump hopefully told Bibi on the phone. We're the ones, again, paying for this show, which means we're going to be the ones who decide how it goes. That's what happens when you got the checkbook and you've got all the money. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see a peaceful solution with Iran, or do you want to see the United States bomb Iran? Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you never miss a video. And as always, I'll see you all next time.